Welcome back to the channel ICT Traders. If you are still struggling with finding the best and easiest ICT entry models, then in this video I'm about to show you something that will give you an aha moment. This particular entry model I'm about to show you, you can use it regardless of the market you're trading, whether you're trading in the forex market, you're trading in the crypto market, or even if you're trading in the stocks market. This particular entry model will help you a lot, and it is so easy to use. I'm going to go to my screen and show you how to find these entry models and then how to maximize the opportunity whenever you find it on your chart. So let's get there. Make sure you watch this video to the end so you can get everything in detail. All right, ICT traders, so welcome here to my screen. So this particular ICT entry model I'm about to show you is called ICT Unicorn Entry Model, and it is basically the combination of ICT breaker block and a fair value gap. Let me repeat it again: ICT breaker block and a fair value gap. For those of you who don't know what a breaker block and a fair value gap is, I'm going to show you a very quick recap right here. Let's start by recapping what exactly is a fair value gap. A fair value gap, also known as imbalance, is basically when you have at least 3 candlesticks. You must have 3 candlesticks printing either in a bullish direction or in a bearish direction. And then in this 3 candle price action, if you have either the high or the low of the candle not connected or not overlapping, so you have 1, 2, 3 candles, right? In this bullish movement, this is the high of this candle and this is the low of this candle. So if you have a gap in between the high of this candle and the low of this candle, it is called a fair value gap. Now the colors of the candle does not matter. I'm just using this as an example. Likewise, in a bearish movement, if you look at this candle, this is the low, right? And then this is the high. If you have a gap in between it, you can see they are not overlapping. There are situations where you see these candlesticks, they have overlapping wicks, that is the tails. You will see this one is literally connected with this one. They have traded through each other. Likewise, this one, there is no gap in between. So this is a normal and healthy price action. This is an imbalance in price action. So this is what ICT calls a fair value gap. And then a breaker block is basically when you have this kind of movement, like an M formation M, right? You have price pushing up to create this high, coming down, creating a low, and then moving up, breaking above the high, and then crashing down below this low. So we take this as a sweep of liquidity, and then we see this as a shift in market structure. Mostly when you see a breaker block formation, you will see at least a shift in market structure in that area. So in this movement, as you see this price pushing up, when you see price coming down like this, you're going to pay attention to the last bearish candle. There are 2 kinds of a breaker block. There is a bullish breaker block and a bearish breaker block. When a breaker block pushes price downward, is called a bearish breaker block. Likewise, this one, you see price pushing up, and then it came to this area, creating this low. So the last sell candle before the bullish movement starts is your breaker block, and you will call it a bearish breaker block, because as price is coming back, it's going to touch it and then starts going down. So this is an example of a bearish breaker block. I hope this is understandable enough. When you have something like this, an M formation, the right hand side must be above the left hand side in a breaker block. Please pay attention to that. The right hand side must be higher than the left hand side, and then crashing down, sweeping this area and shifting market structure after picking liquidity there. And this is an example of a bullish breaker block. When you have price coming, creating a low, pushing and creating a lower high, lower low, lower high, crashing down, picking all the liquidity here, and then shifting market structure. So this green candle, in this case, as price is coming down, creating this upward movement, we're going to pay attention to the last bullish candle as our breaker block. And when a breaker block pushes price upward, is this called a bullish breaker block. So as price is coming down, it is going to look at this area. So what we want to do is to use the combination of these two, both a breaker block and a fair value gap when we have the confluence to get an entry. And that is what ICT call unicorn entry model. We have an example right here. This is it. Price is coming up, creating this kind of movement. Remember I said you're going to have something like this and then crashing. All right. When you have this kind of movement, this is what we call a bearish breaker formation. You can see it is in the form of an M, right? You have liquidity being swept above here, and then you have market structure shifted right there. All right, so that is an example of a breaker. Let me show you market structure shift right there. You are mostly going to see market structure shift around a breaker. All right, I hope this is understandable enough. Let me go and adjust it correctly. So we have this as a sweep of liquidity. So the last sell candle in this regard, that is somewhere around here, we're going to look out for a fair value gap that is coinciding with it, or that is confluencing with it, and then we are going to take our trade from there. So that is the first example. All right, and normally I want to see my stop loss just right above the left hand side, just above the left hand side. And if price is coming, I'm going to target the opposing liquidity. An example is here. Price is coming up, creating this low, sweeping liquidity above, crashing. You can see this is a fair value gap right here. Let me show you a very big fair value gap here and here. How did I know? I can actually see 1, 2, 3 candles, the low of this candle and the high of this candle. There is a very big gap, and you can see it right here. And then this is it, price push up. As price is coming down, the last sell candle is your bearish breaker block, and that is why I'm going to mark it. And then it is confluencing with this. As price decides to come back up, that is going to be my entry. All right, so make sure you pay attention to this. It is very powerful to find this kind of entry and then use it appropriately. So this is it, your entry. As price comes back, you entered at that point. You can put pending order, or you can pay attention to it while price is behaving around that area, and then you have your price movement from there. Let's check for another example, and then I'm going to show you more and more of such kind of entry. So here is another example right here, and you can see price coming down, pushing down here, sweeping liquidity below here, and then shifting structure. Look at this. There is a fair value gap confluencing with your breaker block right there. And when a breaker block pushes price upward, what do you call it? You call it a bullish breaker block. As price pushed up, shifting market structure, coming into this fair value gap right here. Notice how price traded into this fair value gap here before pushing up, and then there is a breaker block right there. So that is how the confluence, you're going to see them time and again. Let me see if I can see more examples. And then there is this particular indicator you can use if you are struggling with finding a breaker block. You're going to search for it. It's called breaker block by Luxalgo, this one. If you activate this indicator, you're going to see it delineate all the locations for you. You're going to see it. All right, guys, so the last example I wanted to show you is this particular one where price came, had this, and then sweeping liquidity below here, right here, then shifting structure right there. And it left a very clear fair value gap and a bullish breaker right there. Let me just mark it out for you. This is a bullish breaker. So you will mark out that level. So whenever price is coming down or price is coming back to this area should be your entry. It may not be as fast as it is now. It can take a while before price comes and then hit that particular level. So you have to pay attention to it while you keep it right there. You can go through your chart and find more examples. So the unicorn entry model is basically when you have either a bullish breaker or a bearish breaker with a fair value gap. Their confluence is what the ICT unicorn entry model is all about. All right, guys, so this is all about this video, and don't forget to use the indicator to find a breaker block if you are still struggling to find a breaker block. All right, so thank you guys for watching. See you in another video.